right, let's welcome Caleb Jansen to the CQC Winter 2024. And I'm excited to have your cube here at the event. It is called the Lab Cube. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well,
LAB Captain.
LAB. Is there a reason or why it's LAB or is it just lab, short for laboratory?
It's got a personal meaning to it that I'll keep to myself for now.
Well,
But just
I,
know it is an acronym.
I love the mystery. I didn't know that. I'm excited. All right, so tell me about the lab cube then, kind of like the inspiration without revealing any secrets, any archetypal or archetype scenarios, or any special secret sauce we should know about.
Sure, sure. So, the main inspiration for building it was I wanted to design my own cube. Well, sorry, let's break this apart.
Yeah.
Let's backtrack to my first cube, which was called Eldraine Power Cube.
Okay.
Which the whole idea was we take the core of Wilds of Eldraine, like all the playable cards, and then we add some of the cards from Thrones of Eldraine to make it a much more powerful cube. A lot of the rares, a lot of like signpost uncommons. The goal of that cube was to take the bad archetypes from um, Wilds of Eldraine and make them better. Like for blue green, I added a lot more ramp pieces. Now the trick was they had to be printed in an Eldraine set or
Okay.
with an Eldraine or an Eldraine like card frame. We'll talk about that here in a sec.
Yeah, it's great.
The the main mistake I made with the cube, because it was my first cube, was I included six Moxen, the five Moxen plus Mox Diamond,
Okay. Okay.
for the fact of at the time I assumed that it would just make the bargain mechanic better. The more you build,
Oh,
speed up the natural environment,
I see. Yeah.
which led to faster decks becoming even more disgusting in the environment.
Yeah.
That was a failure. People didn't enjoy it.
I wouldn't call it a failure. I mean, you test it out, and it's always fun. Like I've been playing Vintage Cube over a decade, right? So I got my flavor of playing with power, but like you get into you're like, let's put it in power because rarely do you actually get to play it. But once you kind of get used to it, or once you're like, okay, I've experienced it. Now let's remove it, right?
Lab Cube was essentially built from the ashes of that cube. So
Love
we
it.
took out a lot. We took out a lot of the Eldraine support, changed it from collated packs to singleton,
Okay.
um, and it started off very honestly as a cards I like cube,
Yep.
and
Perfect.
then as it kept going on and it kept being designed from there, I decided I want to focus more on the archetypes themselves. What archetypes can I add to this cube to essentially make it unique? What archetypes could I put in this cube that to balance against each other to make it good? While at the same time also allowing people to just play cards they enjoy.
Yeah.
And so that's where a lot of the community aspect of this cube came in. Um, and a lot of and we'll talk more about the community aspect later.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. Your dog just wants to cube also, right? That's
yes, he does. He really wants to stack this.
Oh, I love it.
But
All right,
so
cool, man. That's a great like backstory. I didn't know that about it because I've probably drafted the Lab Cube. I want to say
six or seven
five,
times.
yeah, 5 to 10, yeah, somewhere within there. So cool. All right, great inspiration. So it's like it's you don't have power in it anymore, but it is pretty powerful still, right? You want to talk a little bit about that?
So I'll talk about the power and like how it's currently evolving because right now it's actually in a major state of evolution.
Okay.
Um, which I'll talk about here in a second. The Cube Cobra list that is posted is not the one that'll be shown. Is not the one that'll be shown on Saturday.
Oh no, you're making
It's
some
gonna
changes.
be,
Yeah.
it's gonna be powered down.
Okay. Okay.
Um, this is due to a couple MH3 cards taking up the entire feel of the cube. Now,
Oh, okay.
let's backtrack. Go back to Eldraine Power Cube. Having the Mox in there and having just that power disparity between those cards alongside Oko,
Hmm.
alongside other things of that power, it just felt gross. It felt disgusting. It felt like no one's having a fun time. So I
Yeah.
decided for my cube, instilling a ban list. Instilling a ban list of cards and strategies and playstyles that I thought were toxic to the environment and would just take over the entire format. Well, so you take the most powerful ideas you can think of. In Modern right now, the most powerful idea is the One Ring.
Right.
And Pioneer, Mana Cheat. Mana Cheat's one of the most powerful things you can do in that format right now. In Vintage right now, it's also the One Ring, but it's the One Ring paired with the artifact package that was already inherent in the format. Things like that I wanted to avoid.
Okay.
So I create a ban list that essentially keeps it around legacy power,
Mm-hmm.
where sorry, pre-Psychic Frog legacy power.
All right. Did you have you added Psychic Frog to
Psychic
test it
Frog is
out?
one of the cards that will be cut from the cube,
Okay.
much
Yeah.
like my own sadness.
Which, as I mean, I think we knew pretty early on when that card came out. We started adding it to our cubes, but we've been testing it out a bit, and you just know, like it's like
It
so
takes over the
strong.
game.
Yeah.
It it decides the game. How long is this frog on the table, and how many times did it get to connect?
Yep.
That decides the game. Um, so frog is coming out of the cube, but to the legacy power level, I just want to keep it a nice, easy-going cube.
Okay.
I want you to be able to do powerful things. I want you to have fantastic synergy. I want your deck to feel strong. I do not want your deck to feel overwhelming and have your games decided just by one powerful card either player had.
Okay. Okay.
Quick archetype review. It's a very free form cube. A lot of the archetypes flex into 3 or 4 colors, and a lot of the archetypes are more almost packages rather than full fledged decks.
Gideon package, baby. You still running that?
Oh, of course, we're running the Gideon package.
Yeah. Nice.
So
Nice.
for the people who are unfamiliar, the Gideon package is 5 Gideons in the cube plus deification. So
Yep.
Gideon of the Trials has a very interesting emblem that he can create the turn he comes down, which essentially says as long as you control a Gideon Planeswalker, you can't lose the game, and your opponents can't win the game. Deification says as it enters, you choose a Planeswalker type. That Planeswalkers of the chosen type have hexproof, and if that Planeswalker of the chosen type would be reduced to less than 1 loyalty, and you control a creature, instead, it's just at 1 loyalty.
Right.
So you can
Yeah.
just Gideon lock people out of the game.
I just kind of made that connection. It's kind of like Worship, the 3 and a white enchantment before your life, right? But that's for the Planeswalker. Yeah, yeah. That's what I knew about it. I knew about that combo, but I haven't played it yet, so that's something to look out for. And just Gideon is just a fun archetype. Just
Exactly.
get a bunch of Chads going.
Exactly.
So okay,
I
cool.
recommend if you see Gideon of the Trials early and we're in an 8-person pod, I fully encourage you to go for it.
Yeah,
White is currently one of like probably top 3 colors in the cube. There is another change that'll happen later down the line. I'm trying to reel in black and green's power. Golgari has been a very strong combination, will remain a strong combination. That's just due to my own biases as a Magic player.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so I'm calling in extra people to take a look at it and give me some pointers about what might be a good way to flex around to either buff up red and blue or nerf black and green a lot more. White, I
Gotcha.
feel, is in a pretty good spot right now.
All right, cool. Good, good, good. All right, so yeah, do you have a write up on Cube Cobra's overview? I haven't checked it in a while.
The archetypes?
Yeah, yeah.
No, but I can provide one after this conversation.
Okay, yeah, that's just giving the viewers more information on if they want to prep for your cube. And then I know the spiciness with the booster tutor. So tell me
Yeah.
where you've come to the conclusion on what you're doing with booster tutor.
So, the spiciness of this cube, it was designed with the community in mind. It's my thank you to everybody for being so inviting and allowing like my group to essentially join the cube community and thrive in it. And that is the Cube Community Indianapolis Cube Community Booster Tutor. It is a special copy of Booster Tutor in the Cube that allows you to access a special pack of 15 cards. Now, to balance it out so that you don't grab the same thing every time, you randomly select and exile one of the cards with Booster Tutor. However, those cards are more powerful than average. They'll be slightly undercosted, slightly overstated, have very powerful effects for the cost. But at the same time, it's also a representation of that member of the
Mhm.
community. So, for instance, my card, since I am a primary Jund player, is a Goblin Warrior with Haste and Trample that attack trigger Blightnings your opponent.
Okay. 3 damage, they discard 2? Is
Yep.
that a perfect junk card? What's the power toughness of it? Or is this a surprise? You want it to be a
I'll
surprise?
keep it a, I'll keep it a surprise for now. There
Okay.
are 14 other cards available as well. And some of them are just game winning on their own. They're ones that, and then there's some that just grind really hard.
Okay. Cool, cool.
That was the design of mine. It's
Nice.
either huge board swing or bunch of grind potential.
Yeah. I'm excited to see, like, is Booster Tutor going to be a pack one pick one level card?
I would assume so
You think
because
so? Yeah.
all it asks is that you put a swamp in your deck.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's an instant. It's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited about because that's a fun spice, and I love what you're doing of like highlighting people in the community to give them a card. And it's been pretty fun, like thinking about different cards and what the personality would go into fit into Magic. So yeah, I'm excited for it. And like it can keep evolving too, right? It's like you
Right.
can keep adding different people to
Keep
it.
adding new people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Consider if I want to add more copies of the booster tutor to the cube or not.
yeah. All right, right on, man. I think that's a great introduction of your cube, some background, what to expect, and what I'll do too. We'll share the Cube Cobra link so we can take a look at your
Sounds
your
great.
list. Cool. All right, thanks a lot, Caleb. Appreciate it.